Thai elbows don't come from a self-defense stance where you're guarding your vital nerve points. They come from this sport fighting stance where you're guarding against somebody who has incredibly good head kicks. So elbows are a key part of Muay Thai, one of the 8 limbs. And in order to master elbows, we have to understand first and foremost the most dangerous one, the spinning back elbow. Now, we're not going to go over that in this lesson because it is its own elbow. Aside from the 8 direction, the elbows that go in every other direction, up, down, diagonally across, in every direction, forward and back that you could imagine, there is the spinning elbow, which is kind of its own world. So we're only going to work on these forward ones today. In terms of the spinning elbow, there's guys with 100, 200, 500 fights who don't throw it. And there's guys who it's exclusively their knockout weapon. So you have to kind of find if it works for you. If you're somebody who has a fast spin, if you can really pivot by turning that front foot 180 degrees and snap your body, back and forth real quick, then you're a back spinning elbow person. If you're not, it's like a spinning back kick. It's not a technique for you. So, but elbows obviously are a technique for everyone. In Muay Thai, even more so than the punches, because the punches are just to set up the kicks and set up the clinches from where we have the elbows. These really devastating, deadly weapons at close range, especially if you're talking about a Thai clinch or even a half clinch. You're pushing down on somebody's chest, grabbing the back of their neck, kind of holding them like that, and just with either hand, like putting them in place for this perfect elbow strike. So yeah, it's not like people are fighting at range and occasionally you see it in the UFC, somebody lands a perfect, 2 guys are right in the pocket and some guy slips a punch, he lands a perfect rear elbow knockout. That is like 1 in a million. That usually does not happen. What usually happens, like I said, is out of a clinch and you throw an elbow out of that, having a collar tie, at the very least having a bridge, having contact with the opponent. Anderson Silva just did a seminar on this, and he said he was very, he made sure to go over this for a long while. The second that you touch somebody, not only are you set up for a perfect strike on them, they're set up for a perfect strike on you. So that's why he would always say the second he would touch, he didn't refer to the quick rhythm of it, but of course he knows that. You either disengage or you come in and attack. That's what this touch is for. It's not for hanging out there and being like, hey, because all it takes is a split second for a good fighter to come back over this exposed bent elbow and hit all your points. So yeah, you touch and either disengage or touch and use that as a measuring stick for these elbows, because like I said, it's going to be very infrequent. Somebody just takes a huge swing and you don't at the very least parry, bridge, collar tie, and clinch before you actually get that elbow in. But yeah, in terms of the elbows, they're perfect for this Muay Thai stance. In fact, in order to punch, even out of the Muay Thai stance, we almost have to go back down into this boxing stance. This is really the only height you can throw like good, strong punches at, other than throwing them from, from down here, which is a possibility as well. It's really freaking hard to throw punches from up here. It kind of works for the power jab, but it's more of a defensive posture, setting up elbows, clinches, defense, and then when it's time for offense, and then back to this guard against the head kicks and whatever else is coming in. So again, just like I said about the Philly shell the other day, this Thai guard is meant to be flexible. At some point, there's a long bridge, there's kind of like this stiff arm guard. It turns into different things, different blocks even, which totally affect the shape and the position of the guard. So, but ultimately, the arms are scared out in a way that just flared out in a way that just scares me as a boxer, because we're trained to have our arms smacked in like this. But the Muay Thai stance, you have to guard against head kicks, so your hands have to be pretty high. They have to be flared out a little bit. And the idea is if a body kick is going to come in, you're going to move laterally and catch it nice and tight, or block it